Sweet. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Watch for a detailed look at the snow today. And yes, more snow early next week. In between, we'll warm on up. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. So start things out by taking a look in terms of what we've seen so far from our snowstorm. In some cases, already over a foot of snow in through the foothills just the west of Denver. This would be generally kind of western Boulder County and eastern Clear Creek County, where we've seen some of those totals topping a foot for most of the metro area. I think we've seen somewhere between, not to toot our own horn here, but 3 to 7 inches of snow, which was our official forecast heading into it. But some spots here along the Palmer Divide, a bit more than that, closer to about 10, 11 inches for us at places like Castle Rock, Evergreen, and kind of in a little ring just to the south and west of the city. That's where we've seen some of those highest totals. But officially at DIA, an impressive 7.3 inches worth of snowfall. That means so far this month, we're already at 13.1 inches, which also means that we will clinch our third straight above average snowfall month here in Denver. And you might remember we had a record late start to the snow season. We didn't get measurable snowfall in Denver until December the 10th, by far our latest first measurable snowfall on record. But since the start of the year, we have more than made up for it with over 42 inches of snow. That is amazing, phenomenal news for our drought. I'll have actually a bit more on that here in just a second. So far this season, this counts everything all together, and where we should be, we are at 47 inches of season-to-date snowfall, 47.1 to be exact, and that is about 6 inches now above the average, and we will probably add a pretty good amount to that early next week, and perhaps could add a little bit more to that later on today. But I mentioned some of the drought implications from this. We have picked up more than a half inch of rain and the melted snow equivalent rainfall from this. Point is, this is our wettest 2-day period since late May of last year. So we have not seen this kind of moisture since the end of last year. And that is just, again, phenomenal news for our drought. So, all right, I've gotten into a lot of what we've seen so far, a little bit of past tense here, but let's look forward a little bit. I think the big concern as we head over the next few hours, and the thing that may be overlooked with all this, is the flash freeze tonight. So if you're driving around today, thanks to the high March sun angle, thanks to relatively warm temperatures, the roads are mostly wet, right? If you're driving around right now, roads are mostly wet, but there is a lot of standing water out there, and that is all going to freeze over quite quickly tonight. And I'm pretty concerned that maybe a little overlooked because everybody's focusing on the snow and all that, but tonight the flash freeze is going to be a real concern for us. Then the weekend we warm on up, and everything except for those pesky north-facing shadows should melt on off pretty quickly here as we head over the next 24, 48 hours or so. All right, so snow's starting to wind on down for us here in the Denver area. It's still lightly snowing out there, but we're pulling in dry air from the north, and that should whittle down our snowfall down to what I term meteorological dandruff. As we head over the next couple of hours, it'll just be a few flakes as we head over the next couple of hours. Southeast Colorado, that is where our heaviest snow continues to fall right now, but that is starting to pull away. In fact, you want to get a little geeky about it. What you're looking at there in southeast Colorado is what we would call a deformation zone and an elongated area of atmospheric stretching. Point is, it's a narrow band of very heavy snowfall into southeast Colorado, that continuing to move its way on out of here, and this will be done by 5, 6 o'clock. In the meantime, Denver area, our snow is very gradually tapering on off. Still getting some light upslope flow from the north to northeast. That is keeping us, generally speaking, again, looking at some of that very light snowfall that will, again, gradually whittle on out as we head over the next few hours. The heaviest snow continues to be in places like La Junta, Highway 50 on east towards Lamar, and that snow, again, should pull on out of here as we get into kind of 5, 6 o'clock tonight. Still an isolated snow shower or so for us in Denver tonight, but the story tonight, again, I want to re-emphasize that threat for a flash freeze. And what I mean by that, again, roads are mostly wet right now. Those roads will turn icy very quickly this evening here, folks. Once we lose that high sun angle, temperature right now 33 in Denver. Once we lose that high sun angle, those temperatures will tumble, and also we will see those roadways turn into, in some spots, perhaps especially side roads and bridges, a skating rink. So just be very careful out there tonight. Single digits and teens into the mountains tonight, 20s and 30s on the eastern plains tomorrow. Way better, way nicer. We're back up into the low 50s, mostly sunny skies for us. May see some morning clouds. Those should dissipate as we get through the morning hours. Highs for your day tomorrow, a lot of low to mid 50s along the eastern plains. And if you're lucky enough to be skiing tomorrow, it is bluebird weather with 30s and 40s on up into the mountains. And I am quite jealous of that. I skied in very cold temperatures last Friday. It's going to be much warmer than that next for your day tomorrow. Now, here's the, if you're ready for the snow to be over and done with, sorry. It is March in Colorado after all. This is classic Colorado weather, 60 degrees to snow to 60 degrees to snow. And guess what? We've got more snow early next week. And I'm a little timid to say this, but I'll say it anyways. This could be our biggest storm so far this season early next week. Monday and Tuesday for us into eastern Colorado. Higher chances as you head east of Denver for looking at not only significant snowstorm, but also blizzard-like conditions. Some really strong winds are likely to accompany our next storm early next week. So long story short, Monday and Tuesday of next week, it looks like a system that'll be stronger and closer to the Denver area than the one that we're looking at today. So just be ready that we could be looking at a prolonged snow event Monday and Tuesday early next week. But until then, well, spring officially starts 7:33 a.m. on Sunday morning, and it'll feel like spring on Sunday with highs getting up into mid 60s, increasing clouds. Mountains will see their snow develop later on the day on your Sunday. Then Monday and Tuesday, that snow, perhaps starting as rain and perhaps mixing with rain at times, will make its way down into the Denver area. A lot of question marks about what we see next week, but I am increasingly confident that somebody in eastern Colorado is going to get a big storm early next week, with strong winds and heavy snow possible. Then middle of next week, we warm right back up again and continue this pattern of snow, 60 degrees, snow, which is classic, and I mean classic, here for Colorado. I've been here for 12 years now, and yeah, this is pretty typical stuff for this time of year. That said, if you're new to Colorado, get used to it here, folks. This is pretty typical Colorado weather. Okay, thanks for joining us here on 9 News Watch. If you want more details and a bit more later on this afternoon and this evening, meteorologist Danielle Grant will have your forecast, your detailed forecast at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 on the 9 News family of networks this afternoon and this evening. So be sure to tune on in for that. In the meantime, I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and stay safe and have a great rest of your day.